let's go. What happened last time? I did the Dark Souls thing. That was kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do that again.
What Dark Souls thing?
The
with the souls that are dark.
yeah. The fuck is? Which channel was I
The
using?
souls are dark.
It was the improv. That's right. Yes. Bot spam. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. But, and then we have the bot spam channel, and then we just do that, and hopefully this works.
Alright, hello. I've decided to do this on my phone because if I do this all on computer and Discord, my computer is going to die from over.
Fair enough.
You have found the technological loophole. Well done.
You have found the glitch in the matrix. Good job.
Oh god.
Oh my god, it's so less laggy now. Oh, it feels great.
Woohoo!
I'll do it, I think.
I can also have the stream open as well. Oh, this.
There we go. And we have that. Oh shit, I fucking bottomed it. Damn it. Ugh.
Wait, no, I probably shouldn't have it on there because that's gonna echo like a lot. Wait, no, and just do it on there, and then mute the stream. Yeah.
Episode 4. Yep, stream information not updated. Damn it. I need to do a checklist, man, because I always forget stuff. I think, like, what do I need to do? It should be like a pre-flight plan, a pre-flight checklist. Because I go, yeah, that's what I was needing today. Go live. Oh shit, I forgot.
Stars protocol.
And set view rewards. Yes. Not now. Yes. What? No. Oh, right. Off, 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 and off. Yes. Cool. Yeah, but this is what I'm going to be doing now for Brain, please engage. For the improv now is I'm not going to have the level up reward available always. So at a set milestone, like the minimum time pass, which I feel then should result in another level, is when I'll open it up and then it'll be down to chat then how quickly that's going to be hit. Because that way, because we'd also lose in focus on all the other stuff as well. Yeah. Brain. Yes, we need this open. And that is muted. Please be muted.
Oh yeah, ads. I forgot about those.
Yes. So we got that there. Yes. That's everything. Cool. We have the music. We have us. We have things. More things. Oh, notifications. Ping people to say, hey, this is happening. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Episode 4. Rule of 2 must fail episode 4. There we go. So, yeah, a couple of things, some updates to you. So, obviously, we talked about this becoming a Westmarch. We got Commissioner Fractal. Okay, right. So, people that can actually talk to me directly if they wanted to. So, yeah, the way I'm looking at doing this, so like the format of how you guys are going to be traveling through time it may change. So, I'm thinking possibly like you've got like a 5-year span, and then you just pick one place to go, and you can shoot in 3 times, or maybe you can shoot in indefinite number of times. And you get scored based on, you know, how few times you've had to jump back, how many different times you've had to basically rock up to before you're able to sort of figured it out. But I suppose it depends on the level of complexity of the plot that's being played. But I mean, that's not here and there. But what I'm looking at doing is that, you know what, I've got like the levels, and they're pretty consistent if all you're doing is playing sessions, where, you know, as you level, the amount you takes to level gets more, right? So it's like almost like a reverse ramp kind of thing. So, but I was thinking to have that like raise like exponentially to the point where beyond a certain point you have to run games, so you're going to get points that way. And the way I'm thinking of having it is that anyone over a certain rank with a certain rank PC can GM, and I'm thinking of possibly having them somewhat involved as well, at least to do like debriefing before each jump, so that way they can sort of update them and look at it and think, okay, perhaps maybe go back at this time and ask these couple of questions, or investigate this. So to each session there would be like some sort of briefing for, right, which you can by all means choose to ignore, because the way I'm going to have this is that the mods for the Westmarch are going to be your Star Wars experts, right, or people that have like at least run enough games, run enough sessions to get a jolly good idea, or have read a shit ton, or have watched a shit ton, or played a shit ton, graphic novels and all that bollocks. But at least to the point, got a good understanding of the overall sort of lore, the vibe, and how things sort of work, and more sort of like what's going to be our interpretation of such. Kian, by the way, we've lost your camera feed.
Yeah, I know, the computer got screwed, so that's fun, I suppose.
No worries.
Well, it says it lost internet connection for some reason, which I don't know why, because I'm in like the best connected spot in the goddamn house. But okay.
So yeah, and the idea is that as a GM, then you'd ask a question, like the common thing that's asked on there's loads of videos trying to attempt to answer this hypothetical question, which would be, what would happen if Anakin was discovered by the Jedi when he was a baby, and didn't have all that shit, and join in too late and dealing with the trauma and maybe not have followed the dark side. So you'd pause and you ask that question, and then you'd have to assemble a team to send them back in time to first information gather, and second make a change. Then once they've completed, you pull them out, you send the report then off to the council or whatever the fuck it's going to be, with what was the change they made, how they made the change, and what footprint did they leave. And then a Star Wars experts, theory craft, then come up with an idea of what would happen. Then you're going to feed out this, and then you get your answer. So as a way of sort of like, yeah, I don't know. That's just a sort of vague idea I've got of how the Westmarch is going to be set up. And you need to have, you've answered so many, or at least had somebody run so many missions then, in order to get even more XP, in order to rank up enough, in order to basically call yourself an expert. I mean, once you've run a few sort of iterations of this, you've got a vague idea of like, what the answer to the questions is likely going to be. At least enough that you can join the conversation. But something like that. One thing more immediate for you guys to think about with these. Now, obviously, it's a bit sort of touch and go, and it's like not quite sure what this was going to be until we started playing it. But quite clearly, it's very heavy investigatory. Is that the word? I don't even know how that's supposed to sound. I don't even know how that's supposed to sound in a Welsh accent. Isn't that weird?
You could say investigative.
Investigative.
It's also an adjective.
Yeah, it's same thing. Investigative, inquisitive kind of march. And I know sort of Fractal freaked out in the last session. It's probably the best example, but there was a lot of cases of this, throughout the last sort of 3 sessions. Where he's like, guys, can anyone verify this information? Anyone have questions? What should I be asking him? Because you fucking had Dez in custody. Like, you could have mapped out his entire movements past from that. It's like literally a case of like, right, there you go. So what happened there? And you're like, oh, fucking weakness in the chain. Right, get somebody over there now. And that's it. Boom, done. Ghosted it. But
I still think about it. That was a huge mistake.
It happens. There's going to be a few. But, you live and learn, you know. So, and this is the kind of thing that, when you start thinking about it like that. Obviously, you're not going to, expect it like, from now on, you're going to be all like a team of Sherlock Holmes. That's not going to happen, right? It's going to take time to sort of get into that mindset. And I think that's why I think this style of March is going to have to be, you're going to have to get a character, a PC up to a certain level before you can start doing the handling work.
Yeah, makes sense.
I just like to admit, because if there wasn't, then there could possibly be some shenaniganery going on with. I had a point here, but I forgot it as I was speaking. God damn it.
Yeah, the idea is that it's that with the sort of briefing and debriefing is that you should be coaching people as well, right, in character, but your character, the agent handler should be coaching their agents. It's the fucking point of them, right? Particularly if they're a new team. So, like, if we end our session, and so at every session, because one format is at the end of the session, boom, you all get pulled back to the machine, and then, you had an opportunity then to map out why didn't you take it. You're like, fuck, shit, I didn't think about that. Well, don't miss an opportunity like that again. That could be done in character. But it is what it is. There's heaps of questions as well. The Matt that Esther could have asked when she was inside the cave network. You could have pulled so much information out of that cave. And the other change as well, which I mentioned, I don't know, I'm saying this because I don't know how much you've read it, and obviously if you guys, even if all of you guys have read it, then chat hasn't necessarily, because they may not have access to it. Which is, when it comes to dealing with computers and data pads, what I'll do is that you'll do a roll to determine, unless it's obvious. If it's obvious, I'll tell you obviously what the pad is used for, or likely to have been used for. Who does it belong to and what do they likely use it for? And then you would ask it questions which would require like tech rolls and investigation and all things like that, right? An appropriate roll. And determine if you can pull that information from it. So that way, in case, it just stops becoming a case of like, you rolling one dice, rolling pretty good, and then it just information dump on you, and you get all that information more or less for free just for rolling high, not being smart. So we've still got a Kian in chat, but we've kind of lost Kian on the camera. I think he's parching away at that. So in the idea of a debrief, so you're all still there, but let's at least get people up to speed on what the hell has happened thus far. So who's pinging? Final version should be polished. Oh, right. Yeah, Rainbow's doing tokens for us. Thank you, Rainbow.
Then that means I have to get deep into Star Wars lore, because I'm very interested in this Westmarch, but I don't possess the knowledge required to get high.
Yeah, it's you don't need to know like the full 40,000 years. You could just like read one novel and then do a session based in that novel. All the information is already there. Yeah. If you read a graphic novel, watch a 5-episode sequence of Rebels, and there you go. You can base something on that story arc. Same thing. So you don't need to be, you don't need to have something obscure. Obviously, it's better to do something that may be a bit more obscure, because there's less chance that the players already know what's going on there. Because I should imagine doing something like this would be far cooler. Doing the rule of two would be far cooler than doing something that, although your characters may not know an awful lot about, we've all know an awful lot about it because it's featured in the fucking movies, right? And it's gotta be, kind of, it's not as fun pretending like your character doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With this, you could be a bit more yourself about it, because, your character knows, well, exactly as much as you do. And you need to know more. So it feels like you're actually engaging with the world yourself. But, I don't know. Well,
also,
sorry.
Sorry. It feels very relaxing to not play a high intelligence character, because now I don't have to act smart. I can just be myself instead of...
It's going to be somewhat smart. Audio quality's bottomed out as well. Jeez. So what is it? Is it just the... Huh. So you just can't run your PC just can't run a browser.
It's a multitude of things between the internet and the PC, and I'm just I posted the new OBS Ninja in Video Ninja in the game channel if you want to get that going there, and then I'll just
So you can do about the audio quality. That sounds so gnarly right now.
The audio quality, I'll just gonna use the phone headset. I had to go back onto the computer Discord for this.
Oh my god, talking about like internet quality, I learned a lot about how shit living here in Hungary is, but then just today I've seen a Twitter post. Someone was like, "Oh, my internet quality before and after Starlink," and like after Starlink was 280 megabytes per sec. And I'm like, that's fucking expensive for that. Like, how much? It's like 42 euros per month.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
I
not
made
gonna
a
pay
speed test. I made a speed test, right? And I'm paying $20 per month for. But the speed test is shown as 300 megabytes per sec.
But that's a common not a misconception, but a common sort of fallacious way of looking at it. You're not paying for you're not paying for the speed. You're paying for the connection. And this is why he's saying like, oh well, I used to get it all the time at PTO in London. You can get 100 megabytes for this. Yeah, but you're like 5 doors away from the exchange. That's very little fiber optic that needs to be maintained. You are out on the country. You're more country than I am. You got miles and miles and miles and miles of fiber just to connect up like 5 houses. Like
yeah, but here's the thing. That post was retweeted by Elon as bragging on how good Starlink is. Like, bitch, if I can afford it with my starting level job, a better one here, how is it good again?
Because again, it comes down to the sort of connection. It's like what kind of infrastructure is already there in place. Like if you can manage sort of like a 200 megabyte 5G signal, in a place that can't even get 2 meg wired broadband, you're on top of a fucking mountain and it's like really sparsely sort of populated, then that's an incredible feat. But getting 200 megabytes out of a 5G network right in the middle of like a high-rise sort of metropolitan bit of the city of a major city, then that's no feat at all. And the costs reflect that for the provider to actually provide you with that connection. So you can't look at it as cost versus speed per se. It's just a case of, what are you saying about the speed difference?
Accessibility.
It's
accessibility.
And that's
a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I live in the capital after all.
Because
however, here's the thing. My parents, who live in like a 70-kilometer distance from the closest big city, and their town counts like 10,000 people, have the same connection as I have.
Yeah, I know, but that's more of a reflection of Hungary's infrastructure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, as I started this rant, I usually complain about how bad it is, but this is actually quite good.
Yeah,
that was my point. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Because I'm not supporting Elon, but people who like travel in their vans and like who don't have any permanent housing, they really benefit from this.
Yeah, there's the UK's a lot of people moan about the internet connection in the UK. The internet connection in the UK is fucking phenomenal. It's one of the best in the world right now.
Yeah,
like,
you should just see India. You just see India because
like 4G, 5G that you can get in the UK, you can get it almost anywhere. What's with the Pringles sense of it? He doesn't have a mic stand. That's what's happening. Anyway, so back to game and stuff. So we're all here. We can all be seen. We can all be heard, which is fantastic. That's always a great place to start on a stream. So you guys are setting out to stop the rule of two. What you've discovered so far is that Bane used to be known as Dazzle. He was in the Imperial Army. He was a sergeant, and he was trialed for mutiny. And for some reason, sent to Korriban. Well, it's not for some reason. I'm pretty sure you can connect those fucking dots. He was picked up because he was discovered. I've also found. Oh, you also found out who discovered him as well. It was it Kopej? Not Kopej. It was the
I think it was. I think it was the Blade Master. Like, because he asked for it
I have it in my
specifically.
notes. Kazim.
Kazim. Yeah, it was spotted by Kazim, who's the Blade Master at the Academy.
So now we got to look into some data about that name in our timeline.
Maybe. I mean, possibly. You might be able to dig out some information from there. Like I said, it's just because it may feel like a lead, it may not necessarily be a lead. Where the hell are you? Oh, because I'm in the wrong bloody thing. I'm looking in sheets, not docs. Duh. There we go. SS5EWMB at Bane. There we go. Yes, we got the Kazim. So yeah, there's quite a few things that have been sort of sussed out. Yeah, you know that. You know when he arrived. Well, you found out when he arrived at Korriban. One of your boys had been sent to that time then to pick him up. Had him in his custody. I had him over to the headmaster. And that's probably the day that he caught this. That's probably the day he's going to become Darth Bane. Darth Lord Bane. They don't use Darth. Lord Khan doesn't want to use Darth. He wants all the Brotherhood of Darkness, everybody's the same. So that's no more infighting. And we can finally get rid of them sodding Jedis, despite the fact that we've been at it for the last 1,000 years and it hasn't made no progress one way or the other.
Yeah, and Taffy, I finally figured out why my AC was 18. Look at this. I can use my charisma modifier instead of my dex.
Oh,
Pretty interesting.
Okay. Cool.
that's nice.
What armor?
If you are already proficient in medium armor, you gain proficiency in heavy armor. While you are wearing light or medium armor, you can use your wisdom or charisma modifier, your choice, instead of your dexterity modifier. You still got that limit on AC, by the way, right? So it's a maximum of +2. There's still a restriction on medium armor.
Yep.
So it's the medium armor you're wearing +2. So what medium armor are you wearing?
I'm not wearing. I'm wearing light armor actually. Light armor plus a shield, so it's 12 plus 1, 13 plus my charisma.
So 12 plus 14, which is your charisma. Plus 4, because you got 18 charisma then, yeah?
Yeah, I'm at 20 charisma actually.
Oh, right. I might have a bit more than that then. Yeah, if you're using that shield. Oh, you're not using the shield here because you do wielding.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, yeah. So 11 plus 5? Hang on, my math is completely wrong now.
Actually, it's if I'm using the fiber armor, it's 12, and the light shield doesn't need to be held.
And the light shield doesn't need to be held, and that's a +1. So that it's 13 plus 5. Gotcha. There it is. Sorry, yeah, I was trying to math it out then. Okay, cool. Managed to squeeze 18 AC out of light armor. It's pretty impressive. Cool. Well then, yeah. So at the moment we have Esther, who is at the point 12 hours before. Well, it's probably more like 10 hours now before the thought bomb goes off. But you're currently with.
Yeah, Esther should probably get the hell out of there.
Yeah, but Esther's currently with the Jedi at the moment. We have Kato, Marlo, and Alexander are in 1005 BBY, so 5 years prior to the thought bomb, at Korriban, where at a point where nobody at Korriban has even heard of Bane.
Yeah, we're also kind of stuck here since we enrolled. So until we leave, or give a solid reason we can't exactly just leave and then come back.
Yeah, you're not leaving that place that easily. You currently have, was it 2 more jumps left, is it?
Yeah, more jumps.
You got 2 more jumps left.
Oh yeah, because you said, all right, we'll start out with we'll start out as 3 as a baseline the last session, and then roll a d6, and we rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah, so you had,
So-
and then we have Soul Lost End, which is in 2002 BBY, right at the point that Bane arrives at Korriban.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's start with the less busy then. People need to reposition themselves. So the 3 guys that are at Korriban, who's doing what? So we're gonna say it's the. We can't go next day now because we're going to be in the night. All this is going to happen within the same day because, like, unless Esther's going to roll it after the Thorpe one, which isn't going to be crazy, actually. You're probably able to do that. But let's just, because we've had to stop immediately at that point. So it was the next day. No, it's evening now. Yeah, so it's nighttime now. It's just coming up to night. So the students are starting to go to bed, basically. They're going to hit their bunks.
Kato. So does Kato have access to the information that Esther gave? I'm assuming Esther and Zoros gave.
Mm-hmm.
Are there like Sith archives, like just of general Sith, like not like even like the Sith as like Force user, just Sith like Empire stuff?
Yeah, there's archives there. There are archives at the academy.
All
I
right.
think I'm pretty sure
Kato-
at least one of you has already been there.
Yeah, I asked a few holocrons around. They said they had no idea.
Yeah, but we have now his real name, so.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
I know. That's why I'm checking now.
and we
Oh,
have
right.
his
Okay, you want to get in
job
and find
as
out.
well.
You want to find out about deployments of the larger empire. Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking for Bane's actual name here.
So yeah, there is
let me check.
there is a Sith network. So the way it kind of works is as so there's like a large sort of database that as like StarCraft pass, they pick up the latest version and it gets updated as you know as ships pass through the sort of pass through the area. But I think like the larger part of the inner core is all sort of knitted up. So I can't see for any reason why you wouldn't have access to that network, what they call the HoloNet or whatever. You wouldn't have access to that at Korriban. Maybe not necessarily as a student because you have to focus on your studies, but actually give me a D100 because I can see it conceivable one way or another. I got a percentage in my head.
All right, D100. My luck is absolute bad when it comes to these, so it's. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. There we go, 78.
Oh yeah. So there will be there is a couple of terminals that do have limited access to the HoloNet. It's more or less that sort of you won't have access to like entertainment and things like that, but that's not the sort of thing you're looking for anyway. These terminals are intended to use for you to study, not for you to waste your fucking time. So you can certainly use them. College computers.
All right. I'll look for one. We know his last name, right? Lesnite? I forgot. I don't know how I spelled it there.
I mean, even if you don't know his last name, there mustn't be so many army generals
There's
with that name, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna just search and go down the list if there's multiple of them and see do they have pictures attached to them of bios or is it just names?
But what's Darth Bane's Tinder bio?
What are his? Oh my god. let's read his description as well to see what.
I've been
POV
shirtless
before-
holding a fish.
Yeah,
POV
bizarrely,
before.
Killing
bizarrely,
his enemies while posing.
bizarrely, I don't know if his full name was ever given.
Yeah, we just got Sergeant Lesson Note.
Yeah, it's just Dessel.
Hmm.
Yeah, just Dessel. But you have his name.
Level 10.
All right. Oh well.
Well, you know, we basically, oh well, here we go. So I'm not going to put the second one on now, so it's going to stay at level 10 for a bit, and then when a certain period passes, I'll put it back in again. Hey.
Dessel. Thank you.
So you have Dessel.
I wrote it as Destinalt for some reason because I didn't quite hear it.
Yeah, basically, as Esther's typed it there.
Thank you.
First name Jess, second name Dessel.
Yeah, it's just Dessel.
Yeah.
Just Dessel. It's fine.
Yeah, related to Just Dave from the other campaign, actually.
So yeah, you are aware that he was a sergeant. He was at the Battle of, where was he deployed now? Fazira.
Because remember, this is
Yeah, it was at the Battle of
2 years.
Fazira. Yeah, he was at the Battle of Fazira. That's where he committed the mutiny. So you knew he was at Fazira in 1003 BBY, just before he basically, well, around about this time here. So like if you went back a week, you'd find him at Fazira. But he was, yeah, that's as much as you know. Yeah, he was there prior to, so he went basically straight from Fazira to Korriban. So you know he was deployed there. I think he did a history check as well to know a little bit about that. So let's just say that battle started maybe a few years back. You don't know how long Dessel has been there because you didn't ask that question. So okay, what are you asking? So
we wouldn't have records of the mutiny yet because we are.
No, it's still
we
yeah.
are testing a year prior, so yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm just checking to see what position he was before, like.
yeah,
this.
so you're going
like,
to try and
like,
search
from
for a Dessel within the Dessel within. Okay, so these are obviously going to have some level of confidentiality because you can't just search. You know, you haven't got Dark Lord access yet. You're still an apprentice.
It's just like, and it's like when you go on like a teacher's computer, it's like enter like staff password or something. Like no.
But as a student, you're not going to have access to like, you know, all of those people's files and stuff. It's not going to be indexed for you quite easily. So it's going to involve a little bit of hacking. So
Oh, fucking hell.
give me a technology check, I suppose, if you want to try and breach that. So
Oh no, that is not good.
Can he use my credentials?
I think I have an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. If this technology check fails, I have a second plan, but it's gonna be.
Since I'm a Sith
scary.
Lord maintained in the records, can he use my credentials for this?
you died over 500 years before he's there right there. No.
All right,
It's all code, but it checks out.
he's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah, well,
I'll just give you the password, bro. Speaks in your mind.
Yeah.
Ah shit, they changed it.
I'll just give you the
Actually-
forgot password as well, bro.
Since we are all telepathically communicating all the time, basically,
Alright.
Esther, could you like go back to them and ask for some access things, or like try
yeah.
to find out something?
You won't sneak away from the check.
Kato enters password into the password.
Yeah. Kato tries Kato tries password, doesn't work. You put in the Dark Lord, the Dark Lord Khan, that doesn't work. You put in Brotherhood of Darkness,
Lord rules.
Brotherhood of Darkness rocks, that doesn't work.
Jedi suck.
Jedi sack, that doesn't work either. And you're like, fuck. And you go like, what? And that was your last attempt. And he's like, all right, I'm not getting in there. You know, you wait, you're getting sort of like locked out for, 30 minutes.
All right, well, that time I have an idea. I'll say it to the rest, like, all right, everyone. I have no idea what this password is. I could try and go to one of the masters and smooth talk them into giving me the password. I don't know how well that would go, though.
Actually, why don't Alexander? Why don't you try that? You look pretty nerdy. You could suck up to one of the teachers and say that you're like doing some research.
I have like
I
a
would,
plus 10
if you
persuasion.
want, I can try. Or
Yeah,
you-
let's do that.
if you need sneaky situations, I can do that as well.
I was more so using the. I was more so talking about using the charmer feat, but okay.
Yeah, see, he's having the charmer feat.
I mean, you can decide otherwise. Marlo is literally suggesting Alexander because he thinks Alexander looks like a nerd.
Wow! Wow!
Actually,
Well,
it could be
I
useful
can
having
ask,
Alexander.
I can ask, like,
Alexander
because
did.
I have a kind of a reputation for now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Alexander did beat like an A+ student, so he's like on
Yeah.
the radar. So if he comes with me and helps, like, hey, we wanted to learn more about this. Can you help
Yeah,
us?
okay, I can do that. don't
Like
worry.
maybe help me with the smooth talking process.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm
All
up
right
to
then.
it.
I'll go and get Alexander, and we'll try and meet up with one of the Dark Lords.
Okay, meanwhile, I'll just be in the training center and do some reps.
I like how this entire time there's like it's just like, all right, we gotta find out who Bane is. Marlo's just been working out at the gym.
Yeah, practicing some Sith stuff, just mastering his techniques.
Yeah.
I'm contributing, guys. I'm getting strong so I can beat him up.
Trust
Okay,
me,
so
everyone.
Alexander, who are you going to be? Which instructor are you going to be sort of like trying to butter up?
I was talking about going with Alexander going with me, so the two of us would have it. So like, hey, we want to learn more about this,
Yeah.
and then we could either give each other advantage or something like that.
Yeah. So, what are how many trainers or how many lords are there exactly?
So the ones you've met so far, you've met Cordis as the headmaster, and you've met oh, for God's sake, please work with me, thank you. Kazim as well.
And Bothis as well. I think.
Bothis you've met, yeah. So you've met Bothis as well. So actual fact, you are scheduled for a lesson with Bothis the next morning as well. But yeah.
That might be a little bit too late if we wait for that then.
Yeah, but I mean, but they're all going to be in their their respective rooms.
Yeah.
So who are you going to see?
Should we go to the head one or which one?
I feel like going to the head one would be like a too high. Like I don't like. If we're just asking a teacher, we may as well just go for Kasim or Bothis.
Yeah, I think Kasim.
Just as a sort of reminder, you do know that students that have impressed masters do tend to get like extracurricular training.
Oh yes, yeah, that was the entire reason I brought you here, Alexander.
You did beat Foha,
Yeah, I know.
So I feel like you'd have a better relationship with Kazim than, or.
Yeah, let's try. I'm up to.
All right.
Oh yeah, I made my Twi'lek Scottish as well because that's easier than trying to do something else.
Let's become a
This entire like thing was just so we could make Tappy do a Scottish accent. I know, I'm brilliant.
I'm gonna try and go more Edinburgh than Glaswegian as well because it's a little more softer, a little less dwarf.
Okay, let's head to it, shall we?
So yeah, you get to the closed door of his dorm.
Let's knock.
All right, let's just probably a good idea then.
Yeah.
So you get so much as like sort of one knock before your hand comes into the second time. The door opens up.
Yeah.
You see Kazim stood there, just perspiring with sweat, stripped from the waist up, and he's got a training sword in his hand.
Okay.
Oh, we're sorry to bother you, Master Kazim. Didn't mean to interrupt.
He looks
Yes.
at Kato. He goes, gives you a slight nod, and he turns and smiles when he looks at Alexander. Let's see if you're finally out of the infirmary.
Yes, my lord. Yes, master. I'm on the shape again. I'm perfectly shaped.
Yeah, you look like you've had a full recovery. That's good. Well, that was quite a performance, eh?
Thank you.
For's not an easy opponent.
I know, it was quite impressive.
He looks to you as the sort of, looks to you with a sort of look as to, why are you fucking talking?
Oh, sorry.
You can
Just
go
talking,
for it,
keep
and you
talking
can
over the
speak
fucking
down.
master, like. Like, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Shut the fuck up.
Let me
Yeah.
talk to the real man.
Yeah. I thought that we would like try and give each other advantage, but now I'm saying my being here is probably giving him disadvantage. This was a mistake.
No, hit him. You'll win
Yeah.
brownie points.
What? I'm just here to make Alexander look cool, okay?
Exactly. No, Alexander, hit him.
So I'm having a hard time trying to shut the voice up in your head telling you to smack the instructor.
The instructor.
Oh, Alexander smacks Kato.
Oh, I
Kato,
get
like-
you.
I'm
Like,
going,
Yeah.
I'm going to
yeah,
have
yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to look at Kato like a bit. Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
well, I was just finishing up.
I see, master.
What lightsaber form do you use? Let's have a look.
Me?
Yeah,
I'm a Makashi man.
Makashi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
There's a few. You leave yourself with a few openings to that Makashi style. You seem to have a bit of a handle on it, but it's just you need to fine tune the basics. Sometimes our pride gets us a little bit ahead of ourselves, and we think we're already past the basics. But practice the basics more than anything else. Don't move on to the next level until you've mastered the lower level and until you mastered the lessons before.
You're right, my lord.
Come,
Can you?
take a saber, and he throws a saber to you.
I'm going to catch it.
No.
All right.
Let's have a look at Makashi so I can. 80. How's that spelled?
Ka with a K. It's basically like Count Dooku's form.
Yeah, I know. I was
That's
spelled. It
okay,
requires letters, but never mind. I found it. Until this time, the creature makes a melee weapon attack against the mystery fight. Well, I don't care about that. Like, I don't want to know what the mechanics is. I want to know what it is. Give me. Each thought now. Archetype Makashi form. There we go. Makashi form, also known as the contention form. Encourage precision and efficiency over power, using jabs, parries, and light cuts over slashes, blocks, and chops. Focus on the Makashi form. Utilize calculator. There, I got it. You see, the key to a strong Makashi form is all in the way that you hold the blade. You don't grip it tightly. It's like a fencer's grip. Sometimes.
Oh.
Here, try this. He goes through heaps of training swords, and he hands you one that's got a curved blade on it, curved hilt. Try this. See, Far better point control with far less strain on your wrist. Does your lightsaber have a curved hilt to it?
Not exactly.
No.
My normal one.
You may want to get may want to have a look at modifying your lightsaber. See this, Makashi, and as he sort of points at it, shows you the basic stance. Sit, bend your knees. Practice basic movement to the point that it feels effortless. The trick with the Makashi is to use as little movement and as little energy as possible. Redirect the blow with a simple, light flick.
So it's basic. So it's basically the type of lightsaber form who uses the less energy with an efficient way. Okay.
That's the more the philosophy about it. But of course, all this is academic. It all ultimately comes from invoking the dark side. But you need to have the basics down as muscle memory. So you're not thinking about what you're doing, you're more trying to channel the force and read what your opponent's about to do.
Understand.
Light grip. Not forceful parries. Redirection. So he throws a couple of light swings at you. And just see how your sort of point control is. Lighter, too much effort. Need a smaller flick. See how far you'd knock my blade aside? Don't need to go that far. It only needs to be enough to miss you. Less movement from you means you recover quicker and you can thrust quicker. It gives them less time to react to you. So, give you a couple of attack rolls.
Me? Okay. How many do you want?
2.
1?
2.
Not 2.
And 2. 19, 16. Good. That's it. Let's practice that wrist control. Take the training sword with you. You have more training in the morning, so I suggest you get a nice early night. It's the first time you're working with sorcery, huh?
A bit.
Done a little bit. Yeah, he's an unforgiving instructor. Requires focus. One of the worst things you can do is turn up to his lesson tired. So, I reckon you best grab the hours while you still got the chance. But
In Alexander's mind, I'll say, don't forget to ask for the thing at the end. I should probably be leaving now. Like, I'm already halfway through the door at this point.
I'm going to reply that in the mind. Can you tell me that again? Like, not the last part. Like, what questions do you want me to ask him very quick?
fucking password, ne?
Yeah, do you know what the password is so I can continue more of my own study to improve?
Master, I have a question because I'm a bold believer into the actually lightsaber combat, which I really appreciate that, and into the more knowledge. Can you give me the password to learn more from the archives in order to become stronger? Because the information is power.
We don't restrict that kind of information from our students. Jenny, if you're needing a password, you're after something else. Do you mind telling me what you're after?
Kato, what are we after in mind?
Well, I think it's time to open the floor to other people. Anyone have any ideas?
So you're trying to find someone.
We could say that we've been trying to find, like, a long-lost relative or someone. Or at least, like, a long-lost friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to find a very familiar friend or a relative. I don't remember exactly. It's not mine. It's one of our guys.
People in the gym just notice Marlowe dropping the weights angrily, like, what the fuck? And then just telepathically, just say that you're looking for someone to challenge your might on eventually.
You know what, Master? I want to. You know what, Master? I changed my mind. We want to find some. I want to find the right opponent. I want to find my right opponent. Because the last one was weak, my Master.
Why?
No, I wasn't serious. I was like out of character. I wasn't serious, but it was in character.
Well, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
You're,
Because
you're looking for somebody on the HoloNet. Are you looking
Yes.
for somebody in... actual fact, let me a second on insight on this bad boy.
You could have. Okay.
So,
You could have had it all.
so you're looking for somebody in particular?
No.
not quite.
Oh, okay. Thank God he rolled low.
Not quite, but I want to see a variety of on the list. That's why. And I
What list? Which list? What are you talking about?
sorry, my master. It's the medication that I'm on a bit. I'm very dizzy.
Okay, it's better.
But
This has got to be some of the weirdest like interaction this guy's ever had. Just
Yeah,
like,
it has. It's like, what? I'm just trying to think. It's sort of. I'm trying to think. It's sort of Kazim's. Kazim, you're trying in Kazim's mind is like, what the fuck is wrong with this student? Like he's trying to figure out the angle. It's like he's not telling me everything. He's trying to hide something, but I can't for the life of me figure out what the fuck he's hiding.
so
Well,
help me out, my
well,
help me out, my guy.
Well, I've had many students come to me asking questions whilst also hiding some truths before, but this is the first time I'm absolutely baffled as to what the fuck you're not telling me.
I'm the first one who surprised him in a bad way. Kato, help me out!
Go
He's like-
get your head down. I have to rest
He's
too.
like, he must be a good liar because there is no fucking way he comes in with this little planning. Like,
yeah.
I fucked up, guys.
He's like literally just ushered you out the door. That was just cute. Like, just get the fuck out of my room, please.
Yeah, my entire plan was to use the charmer feat so I would get advantage, like so they'd be more willing it. But because I didn't challenge an A student and like he was more willing to teach you.
It was more the
So
fact that
I
you were
fucked up.
talking over an instructor.
yep.
Yeah,
That was the
I-
thing. It was like you were talking over an instructor kind of thing. It's sort of like it was, yeah.
I know the problem.
it's
The problem with
disrespectful.
the weakness of the charmer feat is that it requires you to talk for a minute. So if you can't, then it won't work.
It's just the only weakness you have. Time.
It's sometimes it's like, yeah, it's kind of forcing it and not letting a lot of sort of things happen organically. But it's all right. We'll practice a wee bit. That would have been a tough engagement anyway to get that kind of information out of him. Not to mention the fact that, you know, if you're going to end up outright say that, you know, I'm trying to find a person called by the name of Dazzle.
Yeah, that would give us away.
Bear in
Like,
mind,
at
that
least-
this is the guy
at
that
least-
just kind of discovers him. Like, why? Okay, well, because, you know, I, you know, you could have actually pushed a little bit in the case of like, oh, well, he's, you know, I did meet him once and he seemed to have a kind of strength of the force. I think maybe he might be useful to us. And you're like, okay, maybe that would have got Kazim a little bit more interested in you. Had he not already have discovered that at that point, you kind of almost that self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing, or, you know, that,
Yeah.
you know, you could have been the person that was caused, you know, and that kind of weird sort of situation accelerated things a little bit along. But it kind of feeds into the path of things anyway, right? But or Kazim is already vaguely aware of, you know, Dazzle, or at least somebody within the Gloomstalkers obviously has some kind of force sensitivity, and now he's just, you know, instigating things to test stuff out. Or maybe Dazzle hasn't even joined the Sith army yet. You don't know, right? But either way, it's kind of going to be either it's going to confirm what he already knows. It's just a case of, I had this suspicious feeling as well. Okay, maybe, you know, that he could have then confirmed, yeah, there's somebody in the Gloomstalkers that I'm actually being curious about myself. Tell me, what do you know about this guy? What feats have you seen him perform?
Yeah.
And then at that point there, it's like you were posing as though you're giving him information, when in fact you're just confirming information with him. You see what I mean? Because he just makes stuff up. Oh, I played him in cards once, and he was like uncannily seemed to know what was in my hand, despite a couple of things, and I felt the touch of the dark side coming from him, right? Or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But that's the wonderful power of hindsight, isn't it? And also the problem with hindsight that it's too fucking late.
Yeah.
But this is why we have the briefs and the debriefs and stuff. But we'll do a debrief. We'll in the next one, after we've done the rule of 2, if we do roll out another one, I think I'll test out that format, because I need to get the formula correct before we roll it to Westmarch anyway. But I'll probably do another one, and it may be a case of like you got like a 5-year span, and you decide when you're going to go back. You do a session there. At the end of the session, you get briefed, and then you go pick another time and do it that way.
Yeah. My train of thought was the best way to probably stop Bane is to like get him before the mutiny happens, but the problem with that is that we need to know if he was either in the Sith army at this point, and if people were interested in him. Because if any of those two answers are yes, that kind of fucks my idea over.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get any information out of this, but
So, all right.
Well, Kasim now thinks you're on drugs, so that's fun.
well,
He thinks he's full of shit, but he couldn't figure out what his angle was.
He's full of shit.
Okay, let's move over to Zorost, Fractal. What are you doing now? You've just handed Bane over to Kazim, to Cordis.
Yeah, after my discussion with like my comrades, I have just found out that I made a big mistake. So instead of going anywhere else, I'm just gonna wait what happens. I'm just going to wait for the prisoner to come out again.
You're gonna wait for Bane to leave the place. You're gonna wait outside the door. Okay.
Not exactly outside the door.
But he's got to pass you in order to go anywhere else, kind of thing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're going to be doing that. So Esther, what's Esther doing?
I'm currently with the Jedi.
Yeah.
Some people are suggesting I should head back in, but I'm out. Bane was apparently not with the Sith, so maybe he's out here somewhere. So I because they said he betrayed them, so maybe he's with the Jedi. Can I get a description of Bane and see if I can spot an individual who might look like this?
Wait, wasn't... Well, I guess that could work, yeah.
Hey, I get lucky.
Okay. So, yeah, at the moment, the likes of Hoth and Farfalla, the generals of the Jedi are sort of busy, planning very frantically what their next move is going to be. So you're probably not going to be able to interrupt that. But you'd be welcome to sort of like just ask a couple of the knights, the people that are not involved in the sort of upcoming battle strategy or the next move strategy, if they would recognize this face. So, you would ask around and no one would recognize that face at all, that description. Somebody that recently joined you that had, deserted from the Sith. The general vibe when you ask these questions is that nobody's ever heard of a Sith, somebody leaving the Sith and becoming the Jedi. People have left the Jedi Order and become a Sith, they've become corrupted by the dark side, but it is extremely rare that people tend to go from the Sith to the Jedi, and there's no one that they're aware of.
So
you would imagine it would be talked about from what, like the kind of feedback you get from this. You thought, okay, if somebody has left the Sith to join the Jedi, everybody would fucking know about it because it's such an anomaly.
Okay, I'm just going to reason this out. We know he was sighted at this battle. He is not with the Sith. He is not with the Jedi. So there is a third location.
He was sighted at this battle?
Well, this was one of the 2 confirmed locations you said he was known to have been at. He was at the academy, and he was at this battle. So theoretically, he's somewhere on planet.
Yeah,
Don't know
wasn't
where,
at
but
this. He wasn't at this battle. He wasn't at the final battle. His influence on the battle was the thought bomb. It's only retroactively that they, through records and stuff, where they went, oh shit, the Sith had survived. How did this start? And then through investigations, which, eventually made its way to the Jedi archives in Coruscant, around about where the movies are set, that they actually know the name Bane. I think actually that had to come after, the revelation that the Sith were about. I don't know. It's really jank. It's like the way that there's in some episodes, that certain in certain pieces of work, the Jedi talk about, oh, there's only ever 2 Sith. It's like, how do they know about that?
No, I understand that. I'm sorry. This is dating back to the first session, Taffy. I think potentially you said something by mistake, and I've been running off that as a point of reference.
Right.
And you've now just confirmed that's incorrect. One of the initial, when we were back in the White Room, there were 2 briefing points. So there was we know Bane was in 2 places, the Academy and here. So I've been assuming he's on.
He had
planet
been,
here,
yeah, he had been here for
this
battle. At this point of the battle, it is possible that he could be about. He was there as far as, so this final battle, it was basically a series of skirmishes. So he had been there previously, but he's not there now.
Right.
So prior to the final, I suppose he's going to battle the 7th battle. Yeah, the 7th battle. So he would have been there. He was there for the 6th, but he wasn't there for the 7th, kind of thing. So you're all talking something that's happened within the space of a few days. So a few days ago he was there, but he's not there now.
I have successfully just missed him. I should have gone further back than 12 hours. Okay.
We have 2 more charges left in case Zoros needs to leave and then go find Bane and then be like that.
Question: do we have 2 charges, or do we have 2 charges plus all of us getting back?
No, you all get pulled back once the job is being complete.
Okay, so that doesn't count for the 2.
Right.
Okay.
No.
In that case, the best thing I can do now is go fuck with the thought bomb. So I'm gonna just dawdle off, head back to wherever I drops off the Sith uniform, get that back on, and run into the caves.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh god, that's awful.
Oh no. This isn't gonna end well.
Give me a D100.
Yeah.
Don't you have some luck kind of feature thing?
I have things, but that's okay. Or it's awful.
Yeah, so you do get sort of, as you sort of try to slip off, before you even get a uniform, you get spotted by one of the Jedi. Say, wait, no, where are you going? Don't go back in there.
But they have my family.
Okay. That could have been a lot more awkward if you got caught while putting on the Sith uniform.
Yeah, and it could have been a lot more. I think that's probably the worst case scenario. That would have been if you roll really fucking low. It's anybody in those cases are going to be done for. I'm sorry, but your family are already lost.
If you won't try, I'll have to try myself.
Just
you're committing a brave form of suicide.
Just wait until Farfalla and Hoth have decided what our next move is. If there's a chance, we'll have a better chance together. So, you're going to pay much attention to what they deliberate in? What they're talking about? What the next move is? History? No?
Meanwhile, if we want to travel to the 6th battle, where Bane supposedly is at, I have an idea how Marlowe could get out of enrollment and travel there. Do we want to do that?
We frame murder? No?
No. I have an idea that will not have significant effect on ripple effect, I believe. I'm gonna challenge Sirac and,
Oh,
and lose, and then claim that I am so ashamed of myself that I need to take a year of absence to reflect on emotions and stuff.
that's actually not a bad idea. But the
If
problem
he
with that is
doesn't
that we have to
fucking
wait
kill
until
you.
after Esther.
If he doesn't
Well,
fucking kill
yeah,
you.
but that's supposedly not allowed.
It does happen. There is a risk to that. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Sirik is like the most beloved student ever. I feel like they wouldn't really mind if they accidentally killed if he accidentally killed someone. I mean,
Okay,
quote unquote,
then-
accidentally.
okay, it
then
is
maybe
it
someone
is
else.
unlikely for that to happen, but it is it is unlikely for you to be killed in the training, but it's something that does in fact happen. You already know at least one case of it. Forha was killed by Bane.
Yeah.
Challenge
Yeah,
the master who finds Bane, then he can't find Bane.
Yes.
Just
So-
win.
Kill him.
Maybe not Sirac, but like Foha or someone on that level, and then just deliberately hold.
The only problem is with that
as
you got to
well.
wait till the next training session. The thought bomb is
Yeah, and
effectively going
Esther's
off in
gonna
about
be
like
dead.
10 hours.
Okay,
But we don't
then,
know yet until we find out what exactly the sort of plan is with the thought bomb and the stuff around it. You don't know much about the
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
bomb at this stage. I mean, there's yet to find out information about that.
We know that it kills all the Sith who are currently in a cave with it, so we can only assume things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if I should go to the 6th.
There's also the
seventh.
the question is to go to like the sixth battle of to go back to the sort of sixth battle as well, or rather to the the back end of that kind of shit. It's around about the time when the yes.
I have a call, so I will close a bit the.
You got to disappear for a couple of minutes. No worries.
Yeah. So, second.
See you in a bit.
Right.
So yeah, the what was I saying? So yeah, these are the things. We're sort of going back to the sixth battle of the sixth battle of Ruson. Why?
Because that's where Bane is.
Cool. What are you gonna do when you find Bane?
Try to find out information. Try to get close with him. Like this kind of
So you want
brothers-in-arms
to,
situation.
but here's the thing: what information are you looking to gather? You know, Fractal's just outside the door. He's about to catch up with Bane again when he only just becomes Dark Lord Bane, or Apprentice Bane. Now, you're gonna have all the questions there. We'll tell you stuff before. So the only information you're gonna get in the sixth battle of Ruson is what happens after Fractal's gonna meet up with him to the point of the sixth battle of Ruson. All of those times he's going to be much stronger than he is now. Like at the moment, unless until you could find out where he is, like like at 1005 BBY, he's never going to be weaker than when Fractal's going to catch up with him. So
Yeah.
you see what I mean? It's a case of Fractal's just about to meet up with him. Don't jump just yet, because the information that you're after could already be found out. And then it's just finding out his movements between Korriban and Ruson could be wholly redundant. It's not to say that it isn't, because there could very well be useful information there, if you can get that out of him, right?
Being at that point is also a good contingency in case we don't find out shit, because there's a chance that I could like get into his inner circle and he gets me involved with the thought bomb
it is
thing.
entirely it is an entirely possibility. What I'm saying is that I'm thinking, right, sixth battle of Ruson, yes, there are a lot of like really good moves you can make from that point, based on stuff that you don't know about yet, but you could very well find yourself in a superb position at that point there to get really, as you said, in the inner circle kind of shit, right? However, right, if you're going in there purely just to grab information of his past movements, you might be better off waiting for Fractal to finish his job there, because that's probably going to be, you're already going to get an opportunity to get those movements anyway. See what I mean?
Alright. Yeah.
So you're right saying there's things you can do by going the sixth battle of Ruson that Fractal can't do, but like I said, it's just have like 3 or 4 moves, 3 or 4 plans that you can do, operate simultaneously, because
okay.
when things start unfolding, it's too late for a backup plan. You have one beforehand.
Okay, so this is one option to keep in mind, but we will wait with it and try.
Yeah.
Try to find out something like that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so we'll move to Cordis's door opens. You can hear that fractal from where you are, at the top of the steps, and you can hear the footsteps. A single set of footsteps traveling upwards towards you. And as you look down, you see that large figure with the shiny dome. Same haircut as me. Coming up the steps. What kind of mood is he going to be in? He seemed confident about himself. Like when you first met him, he walked with a certain stoic confidence, but at this point, he seems much more relaxed. Let's just say, less like a poised jaguar. And more like a chilled one that has just come back from the hunt.
Do I see anyone else with him?
No.
You go on. Kill him. No.
May happen.
Stand in his way and just ask, like, how did the investigation go or the trial go?
Well, turns out I did a decent thing. Well, it turns out that's not what they wanted me for.
What exactly is the purpose of you coming?
Well, looks like I'm going to be a student in Korriban.
Terrific, nice. So, if you don't mind, for some specific confidential reasons, I'll be needing your locations of where you have been in your military experiences up till now.
Fair punt.
When you-
Let's okay. Give me a persuasion check. You needed that because one of the things he spoke about in Cordis there is that your old life is dead. You are no longer Dessel. And that's when he gives him the name Bane. My name is Bane. Dark Lord of the Sith.
God damn,
but he didn't
he's
get.
Dark Lord.
But he didn't get. He didn't get that far. He looks at you sort of quizzically, like thinking, "Is this another test? Am I being tested now to see if I revert back to Dazzle?" Well, as you already know, my name was Dazzle. So, and I was a sergeant in the Imperial Army. What exactly do you need to know?
Where were you when you joined the army? Exactly, the first time.
I don't know where they go. They train in. They go to insert some planet. One question to point out is okay. Let's go with this. There's a few like pointed questions. If you ask some questions here, you're going to get some really nice information. Well, I joined around the back end of. Oh God, I need this in ATC. I don't know what it is in ATC.
Guys, just hang out with the kid.
Well, basically, yeah, he says basically, well, I joined in, and as he says the word, you get 35,450 for your arrival, like echoing in your head, because I can't fucking think of what it is in ATC, because he's obviously not going to say BBY, but it basically equates to 1005 BBY is when he joined. Was the back end of 1005 BBY. So you guys have got about 6 months. You are in Korriban 6 months before he joined the Sith Army.
Oh,
then.
I think we can like. Should we go a bit forward in
And it
time
was the
when
training, and it was basically describes where he went for basic training. Yeah, they didn't bother kitting us out that much. Then training's very
That's
basic. Training's very basic. Survival, the life expectancy of a brand new soldier is actually quite low.
Spend 6 months training and building deep cover, and then bully him.
This is the thing, it's not worth necessarily
let's
time using a jump
that's
house.
a good idea.
Guys, keep together. Sort of, yeah, we're our sort of RP and sort of like, you know, PC to NPC right now. Also very important for him to stay in this sort of conversation because this is going to pull some extremely vital information for the entire goddamn party. Yeah, they don't bother kitting us out that much for training or equipment. It's always very basic. Life expectancy of a brand new Imperial soldier. It's not very long. But after a while, if I show I can survive, that's when I got bumped up to sergeant. I had an option to get nicer gear, but didn't see much point in retraining with a different rifle, so I stuck with the old school. Reliable enough, as long as I kept it clean. But it didn't take long that the old Gloomstalkers become an elite unit, used for a couple of special missions, like the one that would have got half of them killed. But that's the past now. That's all you need to know.
First, I'd like take a few moments looking up and down and just like take a deep breath and just say, you know, being a Sith Lord is not such a thing which you can take lightly. This is your last chance to not take this line of stand. If you can, I can take you out of here. Because a Sith Lord is a great investment of your will, your mind, and your body. This is the last chance you can take to escape from here. I'll reveal this to no one. Run, child, if you want.
At this point here, can I have everybody roll me an intelligence check, please?
Everybody.
I know. I think I know where this is going.
Wow!
Marlo knows exactly what.
So yeah, Marlo's there just doing pull-ups, doing sort of like bicep. He's doing sort of bicep curls during this conversation, right? And you just go to yourself like, ask him where his fucking home planet is, donkey.
Yeah, exactly.
Alexander, Esther, and Zoros are all like, this is completely fine.
Fucking hell, music. It's the problem is with this is the problem with the Elden Ring soundtrack. It's like they really get into that piano forte. Let's go really loud and really quiet, really loud and really quiet. It's like, can we have something a bit more consistent?
To be honest, I was gonna ask that, but I want to do this first.
Yeah, he looks to you sort of cross-eyed. No. I think I want to see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
I take a sigh to say, seems like we've got a new member to our ranks. Very well, I shall remember your name. It was Bane, right?
Yeah.
Bane of
Bane
what?
Bane of the Sith.
Yeah, but I like to remember the planets from which our Sith Lords came as well. So, Bane of
Give me a persuasion check.
Please. Oh, that's 17?
Nope, that's 14.
Oh, no.
Whatever.
Okay.
You roll that garbage as well. It looks a bit cross.
Fuck yeah!
I thought we meant to be forgetting about our pasts. But if you must
I'm not
know,
telling you to. I'm not telling you to remember your past. It's just for a statistic reason. We have some research about this as well, to see which planets have more people tending towards the dark side. Is that
give me
clear?
one more this time with advantage. $17. All right. Yeah, because it's at the moment you are like literally this line of question is flying straight in the face of the conversation you had recorded. This conversation would have been so much easier prior to this, but luckily you're catching these. All right. Well, if you really want to know where I came from, I was a miner in Apotros. In the outer core. Probably to answer the question that you're trying to figure out is, life isn't great there for those under the Republic. Seems that Coruscant turns a blind eye to what effectively is enforced slave labor. That's what my hair, you see. The wait. I need stuff. Mining colony. Oh, Quattros. What the fuck is it now? What the hell were they mining? For reopen last open tab. I want a new tab, not close the low one. Come on. Quattros, Star Wars, mine. Cortosis, that's it. Cortosis mine. See, the toxins gets into the blood. Causes the hair to fall out. It seems that I'll bear these markings probably for the rest of my life. But that's alright. See,
No
they keep
need to
us in,
fret about them.
see, they keep us in,
These marks.
they keep us in debt. So we have to keep working. The cost of living is so high, they can never really get out of that debt. Just stuck there, digging until you drop dead at an early age. So, but I'm out of touch with the dark side. I was a pretty dab hand in cards. Didn't always used to work, but when it did, give me a little insight. Sometimes I just knew that I was going to win the hand. Well, one day when I was trying to get myself out of debt, I was playing cards with a bunch of the Republic soldiers. Turns out the ensign wasn't too happy about the amount of money I won off him. They tried jumping in the alley. And it was weird. It's like Spartan opened up the sea. I knew where they were, you know? But the ensign died with his own blade. No, they wouldn't have bothered investigating any further. I probably wouldn't have, given the circumstances around it, I probably would have only done a bit of time. But over that time, as my debt would have built up, either way, it would have just been swapping one cage for another. But I was given an opportunity to join the Imperial Army, so I took it.
I have an idea.
Could you just write the planet name in the chat so that I can just
Yeah. We
keep
can
it down?
take the notes and things like that. We'll do notes after. I'm not making like this up off the top of my head. That's why I'm going to sort of dig through the Wikipedia to remember the names of stuff. Is any sort of there's no more information, I really need to get my head down.
Yeah. I'll just like put on a stern face and say, do not fret about these markings, nor the harsh conditions life put you through, as those made what you are right now. Follow your heart, and it will lead to your destiny. And I just walk away.
Fully utterly just quoting Disney on that one, fuck it. And just go, yeah, I kind of cuff that and just like walk the fuck out of there. Inside your head, you're like, yes, I got the information, guys.
Yeah, I'll salvage.
We got stuff. We got some really useful
In
information.
my mind, I'm saying I'm salvaging the mistake I made last time.
So
Good
you
job,
have,
Zora.
so you have
This
the,
is a redemption arc.
so you have,
Also,
just to sort of like to reiterate now what the information that you have. You know when he joined and why he joined the Sith army.
So we have so many points where we can break this,
Yeah.
and so one of them could be
Bomb
the
the
least amount of.
Fuck's sake, Matt.
Let's go!
Sorry, carry on, Kian.
That's
Uh,
why we could...
accidents happen all the time.
Yeah, really.
listen, it is not over yet. Just listen.
If
As
only
I'm
we
walking away, I have a heavy pistol in my covers. I grab onto it and just like think, should I do it? We have him in front of us right now.
Wait, are you saying to like attack him? Don't do that. There's like, you're in a Sith Academy attacking a new like recruit. Don't do that.
Yeah, but I can hide. I'm proficient in hiding. Should I do it or not? I'm asking.
If you want to kill him, when and where would be a great time to do that?
If we
I
wanted
know
to
that.
murder
I
him,
know that. I'm saying this as a front of a perspective of a PC. He's asking while just walking away. Should I do it? He knows the answer, but he's asking nonetheless.
no, don't do that. There's so many people around, and also there's a chance that you might lose.
Yeah.
We did
Don't risk
get...
it. We have crucial information right now, so
We have at least 3 separate ways that we can deal with this before it becomes a problem. Don't
Yeah.
kill him here.
We did get the
Sam-
information what
Yeah.
time he
Okay.
became an Empire soldier from a minor, right?
Yeah, he said like
Yeah.
6 to
You
7
know
months ago,
precisely
yeah.
where he was and all that sort of like I'm
Very
pretty
good.
sure
We
I'm
know
pretty sure you go to a Patros early enough to figure out your way around where stuff is and things like that. Yeah, and meet him there probably when he is his weakest. But before you start sort of mulling over and planning how the hell you're going to do that, let's go back to Esther. So Esther, now you be sort of brought more, closer into the sort of deliberations with the Jedi. Hoth is saying, right, okay, I'm just going to do it off, right. Well, if we charge them, they will unleash the thought bomb, and that will kill all of the Sith, and that'll be the end of it. However, they won't do it if it's just a handful of us. There needs to be enough to beat them to trigger that thing. Farfalla speaks. Yes, but who should go? Well, I would not compel anyone to march. It will have to be purely voluntary.
Jedi.
So, who will be willing to march with me onto the Sith? And Zan's raise, you realize that it's pretty much unanimous that every single person is willing to march with Hoth in the 7th battle, throw their lives away to end the Sith, put an end to this fucking war. At any time you want to sort of interject these sort of like the story sort of unfolds here, let me know there, Matt. Yeah. At that point, Hoth decides, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm doing Bane again now. I shouldn't be surprised. Let's go Welsh for him. I'm guessing I shouldn't be surprised. I suppose every one of you have earned the right. But suppose that I have to have to honour those that have fought with me the longest, that have invested the most into this war. So as you realise, as he starts naming those that will march with him onto, he's picking literally the most senior members of the Jedi. It's himself, Farfalla, many other masters. Pretty much most of the upper echelon that have been fighting on Ruusan since the very beginning. Are you stepping in? What are you doing, Esther?
I don't think I necessarily know enough to step in a way that's not going to necessarily either leave a too big impact or...
Just slip into the shadows, I suppose. Okay.
This thing, my primary goal is to try and get out of the situation, so if they're being more serious, if enough time's passed, again, try and slip away.
Okay. You have another go slip. Give me a stealth check.
Even worse than last time somehow.
So it gets brought at this point now. You get brought to sort of a hearth. You know, Master Hoth. There's our friend here has got family in those mines that she wants to try to. It's trying to extract before we make the charge.
I managed to slip out before we realised what was happening, but the rest of my family's still in there. There are other miners too. There'll be hundreds of civilians caught in the crossfire if you go in.
Oh my god. Yeah, this footprint's gonna be fucking gargantuan.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's so many ways.
Or
that we can
potentially
end this, but-
gargantuan. It might not be.
But the thing, it might destroy the relationship. Let's try for it.
Yeah. All right.
We get results, and no one technically knows that he was going to be a Sith.
Give me a persuasion check.
Surely this is deception.
Oh, deception. Sorry, deception. Yeah. Yeah, obviously deception.
25.
Okay.
He's so
so
deceptive.
you have convinced them that indeed there are civilians in there. Yes. It's the problem with command. Difficult decisions need to be made. I'm not quite sure how we can get the civilians out before they set off the thought bomb. How many more civilians will die? Farfalla says, well, I suppose we might be able to maybe send a small unit in to extract any civilians that are in that place before we make the charge. It's entirely possible. Yes. I suppose we could do that.
If that's being proposed, I'm going to interject. Oh, I could lead you through the secret tunnels I went through. I could get you in safely.
Secret tunnel.
How many civilians are there? And what are
I've already said hundreds. So...
Hundreds, yeah, hundreds. What are they doing there?
Oh, we're forced to mine and work.
Oh
Hello?
no.
Mine and work?
Hmm.
Mine for what?
I'm not sure, but we'd be digging out these strange crystals. I don't know what they do.
Holy shit. Rousson crystals. That's actually a thing.
Holy, oh my god!
That is actually a thing. Yeah, the Rousson crystals. Yeah, force sensitive crystals from Rousson. That is legitimately a thing. Rousson crystals. What the hell have they been doing with Rousson crystals? Possibly maybe a component for the thought bomb? It's quite possible. Maybe they're also using the civilians as a component as well, but I think we should scout ahead before making this charge. I'll give you an hour. Small unit. Get in there. After that, we have to charge them. We gotta set off that thought bomb. What is your name, little friend?
Rabbit.
Rat.
Bit.
Okay.
Rabbit.
Well,
Rabbit.
Yeah, well, little rabbit. We'll send you a small unit of sentinels. They'll help you get into the place. See what we can dig out. After an hour, we'll have to charge. You're gonna have to get in and out by then. So, yeah, so I mean, at this point, this is rolling. It's going to be like an hour before you're going to get a charge. So this will take you up to like an hour before. But okay, that's pretty much it there. It's going to be an hour before they make the charge. So yeah, Esther, you pretty much got like the last hour Hail Mary attempt. See what you can do before you're going to have to try and get pulled out of there. And I say, no, we'll give you a bit more than an hour. I'll give you 3 hours. So you have like a 3 hour stretch now. But before we get into this sort of infiltration, or less than 3 hour stretch before they charge and, you know, instigate the triggering of the thought bomb, have the party decided what the hell they're gonna do?
To make Bane a Jedi.
Yeah, let's make Bane a Jedi.
You're gonna try and make Bane a fucking Jedi. All right.
You guys do realize that I was like half kidding when I said that, right?
Well, true kidding, we have an idea.
Okay. All right.
I mean-
Okay. So what's the Okay. So well, don't tell me the game plan. Just tell me when and where are you going.
Okay, guys, are we agreed on this, or should we discuss it further? Because it sounds like some people are not on board with it.
I mean, like, do you guys think that's the best idea? Like, I was kind of joking when I said that.
Might not be a crazy idea.
Yeah, it would be a crazy idea, but it's an idea.
I said it may not be. That's such a crazy idea.
Yeah. I mean, there is no evidence in this time that Bane's supposed to be Sith, so it wouldn't cause a ripple effect. That if there is a reasonable cause for the Jedi to discover Bane, there is nothing that.
Yes, and
exposes
on the bright side, even that is true. The more I think about it, the more that it's making sense. Because even if he does become a Sith again, the Jedi now know who he is and that he's dangerous.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely be wanting to, like, hunt him down more.
Do you think the Jedi would go and discover him by themselves if they knew about these mining slave operations?
Well, no, they're the ones doing the mining slave operations.
Give me a law check.
Who?
Anybody, literally every single one of you. You're all involved in this conversation,
Okay.
aren't you?
Oh shit! Okay. How am
18.
I rolling good
Oh, wait, no,
intelligence?
never mind. 5. That
Okay.
was Marlowe.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We had the 17 and the 18. Yeah, they're like people living in absolute destitution, in poverty, like in Coruscant. They're really not going to give a shit about the fringe thing. It's one of the hypocrisies of the Jedi. tie some of that into your backstory why you've become a Grey
Yeah.
Jedi slash whatever the hell you guys are, stepped away
Yeah,
from.
Mm.
So yeah, Marlo just acknowledges how the Jedi works the same way now as back in his time, which is fun. Maybe they would get up if they knew there was a force sensitive there.
Mm. Yes, they're always looking for more Jedi. So I'm thinking, if we can lift Bane even out of poverty by doing that, then he won't feel the need to gamble, and then he won't meet
Yeah.
the
So
ensign, who then leads to him getting the offer to become a Sith general, which then starts up everything else.
okay, so I think I have the best solution how to leave this enrollment situation, and I can.
Can any of you pass yourselves off as a Jedi?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into.
Yeah.
I can pass as a Jedi since, well, I literally was one, you know.
Same. Was.
And please confirm someone from this era is the purple lightsaber thing at the Jedi as well.
Purple is it's more sort of universal. It was universal amongst the Sith as well, but at a certain point that it was seen as weakness. The hell?
Oh, good morning, someone.
I don't have that set. Oh right, why is that done every day?
Yeah.
Fucking weird. Oh.
I think sending Marlowe in to pose as a Jedi and then tell him, hey, I found like this force sensitive like to another Jedi, and then they go and check him out and they're like, oh wow, he's so cool, let's bring him back to like Coruscant headquarters, and then yeah.
Alright, let's do that. So yeah, I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna go to. But first, I have to leave the academy without being suspicious. But then it's a plan,
Just fucking
right?
go to your
I
fucking
along
dome.
with it.
Just go to your dome. Gone.
I mean, yeah, but then I disappeared, and like they have records of me. So
You can slip away. You can find a bloody place where you can disappear where people are not tracking you. It's not gonna be hard.
is it like okay?
The academy's massive. You'd easily be able to find some place you can slip into where there'd be like, 3 other exits in that building, break eye contact,
Yeah,
disappear,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh well, unless somebody's making a concerted effort to track your movements, and then it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
he's
not-
giving me the slip, not the fact he's a time traveling wizard.
Okay, here's what I was worried about. Like, if the academy has records of me, is it like, does it happen that students go missing, or is that like some rare special thing?
Oh, you don't know that either.
Yeah, that's the problem. We don't know like
Yeah,
how
that-
much they care about these students.
And
A
that's
lot.
exactly
They are
why
actually
I-
like they are a very, very valuable and finite resource.
Yeah, that's exactly why
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
like off-board from the academy properly, so that it doesn't cause a ripple effect with someone just disappeared from the academy. Let's
Well, it's
investigate.
not much further than that. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's
You know,
it's not so crazy. I mean, like a student sort of slipping off, maybe. I don't know. It's but yeah, okay. You've got a plan then. You haven't got a fucking lot of time. And
So yeah, I'm gonna challenge not Sirac then, but like and
yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta
and-
wait till the next sort of like lightsaber training session. Like the thought bomb's gonna be going off by then.
Yeah, but I can like maybe instigate a challenge by like knocking into someone.
That
starting
will
a fight
that
like
will fly massively in the face of the school rules.
Like we could have Esther go use one of like the two remaining charges, and then go past when the thought bomb goes off, so she doesn't get caught in the
Well,
blast.
there's no reason
and
why
then
she
you
should do,
challenge
as
him?
long as she's not within the radius when that
Yeah,
goes
like
off.
we can have it as a last minute resource, but if we do that and me going forward to Coruscant, then we are out of travels.
Well, yes, but yeah, I'd say it's good as a last minute thing. But is there any other like option that you see available, like to where we don't get found out? Because if so, like we can't just like dip from the academy without like a viable like excuse. Also, that raises into question, like, once we get pulled out, do we just like get pulled out like oh hey, guess the job's done. What? And then like,
This will be a
It-
learning experience.
yeah, do we get like erased like from people's memories? I don't think so. 'Cause
Well, that's kind of the thing as well. I mean, at some point, you guys are going to be like gone anyway.
Okay,
there'll be
you
some
know
sort of prior. Let me say it's some sort of prior morning to like give people the slip, and yeah, it is going to be so like if you're in a place like the academy which is fucking massive, and there's plenty of ways to just sort of slip off and disappear. That's not going to be a problem. But obviously, if we were doing a mission where you found yourself in a cage designed to keep a very powerful force user, and then that's when the mission ends, you disappear from that, then that's probably going to leave a mystery. But like, as long as you can conceivably slip away, then that's, that's inevitable. You're not going to stay there forever, right?
I'm gonna solve this issue with role playing.
I mean, the point is you are already enrolled, and you are going to have to slip out of this at the end of this campaign anyway. So
yeah, fair.
I mean, unless you have like a game plan to sort of all three of you somehow like legitimately leave the academy in such a manner, it's like it's I don't know. But you've got about 3
we're
hours to
already
do
gonna
that.
leave mystery. We should already just accept that. We're not gonna be able to get past this with rumor because we've already enrolled in the academy. This was destined from.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna just go to my dorm room and disappear because Marlo wouldn't be smart enough to think about that off-boarding thing anyway, so yeah.
Well, you are telepathically connected to people who are.
Talking with everyone, yeah. Like, so before we do that, like, we can talk.
I mean,
Okay, so you're going to Coruscant, you're going like what, straight to the fucking...
Yeah.
Okay. How close to the sort of the Grand Council? There's several councils actually, but the main council, isn't it? The one you're...
So like, I would like to arrive somewhere at a docking station where like transport ship arrives, but without... So somewhere where they wouldn't see me.
The machine's intelligent enough to do this. The AI building this, the same way as it dropped you off at the hangar, it's able to do that. Find a place indeed, out of sight. So you're now okay. So you guys as a team got 1 charge left, and we now have Marlo at Coruscant. Coruscant. As early as possible, so more or less same time.
Yeah, as
Okay.
early as possible.
Okay, so just to rehash, we have Zorost.
Me and Alec.
Yeah, so we have
Me and Alec-
Zorost. I'm just trying to get the dates. Yeah, so Zorost.
Zorost.
Zorost is in 1003 BBY in Korriban. Kato and Alexander are in Coruscant at 1005 BBY.
Yeah.
We now have a Marlo at Coruscant at 1005 BBY, and we have an Esther at 1000 BBY at Ruson. Sweet. Okay. Yep. Okay, I've got that. So you're at Coruscant. Where are you heading?
I'm heading to the temple straight,
Straight to the
unless
temple.
someone tells me. Kato, we don't have any Jedi from this era, so I would
give
get more
me-
info from. So yeah.
Give me a wisdom check with advantage and a charisma check with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm doing here. You're trying to deliberately make yourself seem light aligned. So 21 to 15. So you are edging on the sort of on the grain of grey a little bit, but definitely a light side force user. But a light side force user is a little bit troubled.
It's more like a Qui-Gon from episode 1 than any Sith, I think.
Yeah. So you are like you have questions, a little bit of troubles, a few doubts and stuff, and you go into the source in order to clear up those things. Is probably how you appear. So yeah, you do get so far into the council. There are a couple of temple knights. Would have temple knights that are going to be guarding this place. They are not going to recognize you. So if you don't know what a temple knight looks like, imagine something in pretty much full armor, face covered, with force pikes.
A temple guard.
Yeah, foremost sentinels, hard as fuck.
Do they like stop me or anything?
As you approach, state your business. Or it's probably more like state your business.
Oh, I'm here to do a report. To the. You report the new force sensitive to the council, right?
Well, I suppose.
No, I'm not asking that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh no,
asking
you
that
asking out of the character.
incorrectly,
It'd either be either the council or like a member of the council or the member of the council of first knowledge. Either one will suffice.
I'm here to report about a great discovery of utmost importance to the council.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, because it is the truth though, so persuasion. 19.
Yeah, they're not going to be like super high security about this either, because I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to like single-handedly take on the entire Jedi Council. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sure, whatever, mate. Hop on in. So yeah, they let you pass. You step in, and the council are currently sort of discussing various different sort of matters regarding sort of Rousson. You notice a few of the seats are missing, and they look up at you and goes, "And who's on the council at the time?" I don't give a fuck, because I'm not going to research that. We get nondescript one of the masters. So it looks at you. He got a human male, because I can play human males really well, because I am one. Except you. Hi. An unexpected visitor. Strange. They looking at each other, going like, "Well, I didn't detect anything. Did you?" What brings you to the council?
I do a formal greeting, and dear council members, there is a discovery of great importance that I have made. I've discovered a force-sensitive person with immense potential at insert planet name.
Potros. Potros.
At Potros.
He's
working as a. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to give you that one as well. He is a Ketosis miner.
Oh yeah, that I got. I just didn't understand the planet name. Working as a mere Ketosis miner. From what I've sensed, his powers could be very useful in these times, and I believe we should get on the matter before others find out about him.
You say he's a miner?
Yes.
I'm guessing you don't mean as in a child.
No, I do not.
Typically, we don't train those that are over a certain age, and certainly not old enough to be a miner.
That is true. However, I think someone with the potential to use foresight in an unconscious, untrained manner on a simple thing as gambling should be paid attention to.
You do feel, you've had, like, the dark side reach out and touch you before, but now you're sort of feeling Ashla doing the same as these Jedi are sort of scanning you. They don't see. They do not see deceit.
Yeah. Is Ashla, so yeah.
Yeah, they do not see. They do not see any deceit in you. Yes. And you've a Twi'lek on the council as well. Looks to you. Sorry, I don't believe I recognize you. Who are you? Who knows this? Wears the robes of a Jedi? Carries the saber of a Jedi? You don't catch me as a Sith?
am not a Sith.
Oh no.
Maybe a sentinel I've not heard of. Do you mind if I get your name?
Yes, of course. It is Marvin Dent.
Perfect. They'll never see it coming.
Marvin Dent. Very well.
Yeah, no, out of character, I was thinking about like a different Jedi temples where I could have trained, but I couldn't think of any. So,
Well, if you want to give me a lore check,
all right,
and see if your character can think of one.
that's a good point. I don't think so.
You just kind of said like,
Right.
you know, I'm just, I'm a sentinel knight that, you know, I've been a little bit distant.
Taffy?
Yes.
Can I do it as well because I was a Jedi?
That's fair. I mean, the
Yeah,
telepathic connection.
link. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, you get sort of fed information very quickly as you and everyone's listening to the conversation, and yeah, just Alexander, just say that, you know, you're a Sentinel Knight, you graduated years ago and just been, you know, from a different, from Tython. On the count, you graduated at Tython, and you just been somewhat disconnected from the rest of it, as Sentinels often are.
Doing some jobs on the outer rims, far away from the center.
So like, thank you for this information. We should get a Sentinel on that.
Of
We
course,
should
and
investigate
thank
this.
you. Bows, thank you for your time, masters. And
All right. Let's
Thank
see.
you again. And that's that. And let me think.
The moment of truth. Here it is.
What is the name? Oh, one thing. You have a name of this person.
Oh no.
and I will give the name of the
Of the description or anything. Yeah.
the-
So you're able to give.
so-
Yeah, you're able to
okay,
get a
so-
description of the name. It's something they would have asked. Yeah. So yeah, you have the description. They have the. There's no reason they wouldn't have asked, even if you didn't think of telling them.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any details about this? Yeah, we've got a description, got a name. Yeah, that ought to do it.
Yeah.
That ought to do it. Yeah, the rule of two has fallen. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't break it.
Well, time to go write a fanfiction
Alright.
about Darth Bane being a Jedi.
Yeah.
Let's
Don't worry, guys.
go.
I'm on this.
So like, yeah, Estes, you just gotta like, it's this way. Boom. Back in the machine again. There it goes. Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing what you can do with just information, isn't it?
Yes.
But
Nice.
yeah, nice.
look
That was it. So cool.
We did it, guys.
Easy enough. I'm
Let's
just
go.
said I couldn't beat him up.
So yeah, we managed to do that in 2 hours on the 4th session.
Wow.
Oh, let's go.
Nice.
So yeah, cool, sick,
Matt?
awesome. If you guys for the next session, because we will do another session, because I want to try a different format to see which one is going to be the most versatile and also the less jank and, you know, the easiest to track. So I'm going to try a different format for the time travel next session. When I come up with another sort of storyline or something we can play out.
Oh, can I have a suggestion?
Yeah.
There is an era which I know very little about, but I'm very curious about. Legends Luke's Academy.
Ah, right, after the Battle of Yavin. Yeah, I haven't read
Yep.
any of those books at all.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only know the lore.
So here's an idea.
from Jedi
Here's an
Academy.
idea for you. Since you like sort of said like I might be interested in running this, being the sort of head march boy. Might be worth starting to get a couple of audiobooks and that when you're doing like sort of mundane tasks around the house, cleaning the place up and all that. Stick a set of those lugs on and start playing some of the Luke Skywalker books. Learn a little bit about that and find some little storyline in there that could be interesting to do. Realistically, you could get away with just reading one book and just covering that one book. you know, this effectively is just this entire thing is based on just one book. This is just the path of destruction. Even though I knew the stuff before it and knew the stuff after, which helps, I still need to look Wikipedia some stuff up anyway. But yeah, it's kind of cool. But come up with that yourself, because like I said, it's I'd like to see you, you know, be the first after me to run a session. I'd be curious to play in this as well. If you guys want to retroactively modify your character sheets, you can absolutely do so. Now you know a little bit more about the March. Like I hate the idea of I hate the idea of people being sort of like locked into being, you know, with a character that they know is not working in the set campaign. I mean, just fucking change your sheet. It's easier.
Okay.
So I don't mind you guys if you want to retroactively fill about with stuff and think, oh, all this combat stuff is a bit useless. I'd be far better with knowledge checks, a bit more with skill checks and things like this. You know, be a little bit more Sentinel, a little less Guardian. Obviously, it would be handy to have one combat wombat on the team. Somebody is, you know, set up to be a one man army. So long as they're capable of doing.
I'm sticking with the one man army.
Yeah, because
I think I'll... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, in a moment, like, maybe we could, you know, if you knew a little bit more about the sort of dueling and what happened there with Bane, and maybe you could change that path, like you said, about with Fohar, right? Having a combat wombat in that situation. Or a simple thing is like, right, you found Bane, right, early on.
Let's fucking jump him.
Let's kill him, right?
Yep.
You know, because I mean, if, you know, Zorost was set up as a, you know, as a sort of fighter.
Yep,
you know,
I am a fighter sentinel. I am a sentinel focused on combat.
Same.
Yeah, too many people focused on combat. That's the thing. So maybe break this up a little bit, you know?
I have powers related to like the session, like the parts between combat.
Yeah, but there's the thing of picking an easier fight as well. I mean, like, you know, if you're thinking, right, let's kill him, you could have done that in the, you know, in the alleyway when he's relying on just sort of like instincts with a force and no force training whatsoever, while he's fighting like a couple of Republic soldiers that he managed to fend off. That was a pretty tight fight. Now, if all of a sudden, you know, there's this fucking grey Jedi there, just red lightsaber and things, right, your time is now, like, that's, or like replace that with a you know, with a vibroblade and just take the fucker out beforehand, right? You know, before he even bloody gets there. Just like as the fights, as he's training, when he just come in and just start fucking, and just wail on him in the sort of back and then just dart off, right? You know, the Republic soldiers, what are they going to say? Oh, we meant to jump in with our swords, but there was somebody else there. Well, they can't tell anyone, are they? Because they're going to admit to trying to murder somebody. So they're going to keep their fucking mouths shut, aren't they? And that could be done. Esther could probably pull that off with a fucking vibroblade with no strength. You know what I mean?
That is why I also packed a pistol so that I don't even have to rely on my sabers.
Yeah.
Also, I have a single doubt. You said it should not be visible what impact you're having on your surroundings. Do like psychic powers count in that case?
It kind of depends. It's more on like what other things you've changed. I mean, what impressions you've left and what other changes you've made.
So if I just stand there and a person just drops down, like if I'm not like in a direct eye contact with him, does that count?
Well, it depends on the context, on witnesses and things like that. So, I mean, if like, you know, you're in you know, in the middle of like a busy sort of, you know, cantina or something, and somebody just drops dead. But then again, that also depends on context. I mean, if you're going to crush somebody's heart, I mean, it's like how, here's a little bit of, I can talk about it now. Bane actually was responsible for killing his father, and he didn't realize. That's one of the reasons why he stepped away from the dark side, even though his father was abusive to him. When he didn't realize that he was the responsible for killing him. It was the last beating his father gave him. When he said, I hope you die, I hope you die, I hope you die. And his father had a heart attack, which what he was with a force strangling his heart, crushing his heart. Now, you know, for a fucking Apotros minor, nobody's going to do an autopsy on that. They're just going to go, oh, well, you know, he was a cortosis minor for his entire life. He was 55. So around about the time that a lot of people dropped dead of heart attacks and various different other sort of organ failure.
Yeah,
no investigation needed, like. So doing something like that, you're going to look at the circumstances. Yeah. But obviously, if you're going to do this to like some high, you know, like some high-ranking sort of official, they're going to do this to like a government official, or somebody's in a high prestigious place where it is going to be a lot of investigation with, and they're in the pit, you know, picture of, you know, they start strangling and clutching at their throat as people can see like a handprint there that's going to be a little bit something clearly was assassinated by a force user there, right? You know?
Yeah, I'm not talking about those situations. For example, let's say group of people are conversing together, and I'm not visible to them, and I use this spell I've just posted in the chat.
Well,
Will
like, you
this
kill them with
impact
psychic
my
damage
health?
or something like that. Yeah, but it's like, what happened? What's caused their brains to fucking scramble?
Yeah, but
You know,
I'm
it
not
depends.
visible to those characters.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. Yeah,
So-
you're not visible, but then that's the mystery, isn't it? Why did that person drop dead? There was some force. They don't know it was you, but there was some force user or something that attacked his mind then. Like, what could that have been? You've left a mystery, right? You know? And that's what I'm saying about circumstances, right? So, crushing somebody's art of invoking something that could look like any kind of organ failure on somebody who was at that sort of age in those circumstances that has got a high propensity of organ failure, that doesn't have any status that is going to worth pouring the money in for investigation, then they just died of expected causes. You know, if somebody's in a precarious predicament where they're doing, you know, somebody's doing some acrobatics or something that's high up and you do like force push them and they fall, they just fell. You see what I mean? So there's a lot of ways of making things look like accidents and making things look completely natural. It depends solely on the circumstances. You know?
So, Taffy, here's a question per suggestion for like the whole group. Since we have so many like more combat-oriented characters here, could I completely change my character, and when the Westmarch starts, I use Marlowe as my second character instead and roll up like more of an intelligence-focused character, like not even a.
By all means, it'll be a new mission. You can have a
user.
new, if you want another character, do another character.
Yeah, that sounds good as well, because right now we have a lot of combat focused
So I mean,
characters,
at this point, there's definitely a mystery. One of the suddenly disappearing, rabbits, and there was no hat involved. That's definitely going to be a thing.
yeah. Sadly, we didn't warn.
So that's going to be a mystery. Did everybody do something this session? We did have an attempt from Kia. It doesn't matter whether or not it was successful. There was an attempt. Vyatsa did something. Zoros did something. Esther, again, there was an attempt, but we didn't really get much from that. But it doesn't matter. They were still involved. Everybody's involved in session. There's an extra point for that. Good stuff. So that would be 3 points for this session. So left as a mystery, session played, and everyone had a roll. So we're going to do 3 points for that.
Follow-up question: if I make this new character, could I transfer my points from here to there to keep up with the party, and this character will stay on 0?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, same. Is that okay? Like, if I
Yep.
do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna roll up a scholar, I think.
Right. Anyway, let's find some more. Let's find some more tabletop material for you guys. Do some raiding, expand our reach in the community. Stick around, get the extra 250 points. All the all the wonderful stuff will be. What's this? Well Beyond the Witch. What's this shit?
Man, Rainbow's gonna be pissed. Like he just made they just made the character token art, and then I said, you know what, it's fine, I'll change.
Actually, Meridia is streaming. We usually raid her. We have some.
Oh, we got. Who is?
Mandari.
So the
we could
problem
make
is
Mandari again. Yeah. Sit Mandari again.
Yeah,
I was thinking of
don't
like this
forget to
brutal
make some
this brutal Richard, because we haven't had him before. He's doing map making and stuff. 16 viewers at the moment. But no, I think we're gonna go Mandari.
Yeah.
Let's go Mandari.
Yeah,
again.
the thing is, the out of combat abilities I've chosen for my character is not exactly useful in this scenario. My character is all focused on speech outside of combat, so I have like comprehend speech, so I don't need to think about like any language barriers, or I have force whisper. I can whisper telepathically to other people, but those things are not exactly coming to any use in this scenario.
To be honest, my character is pretty much on both. I mean, I have charisma and dexterity.
Yeah, just make agents. That's kind of what you want to be doing.
I'm thinking I might even actually make a literal Imperial officer.
Anyway, before we run out of time, before the raid kicks off, raid is kicking off. So you want to get involved in some games and want to catch this Westmarch when it finally becomes a Westmarch. You see our shady link below to the Discord channel. I'll take you into there and get amongst all that shit. If you have if you still have that Prime Twitch sub lingering around that you can drop on something, drop it on here. We're going for 22 by the end of 22. Halfway there. We're losing a little bit of momentum. I do have a couple other people I can mention that one. But
you know the saddest thing? I have a Prime, but Twitch servers are not enabled in my country.
the fuck?
Yep, so sad. You know, when I thought about it,
Anyway,
I just looked it up. It's not enabled in my country. I felt so sad.
well,
I could have
the
just, I
VPN.
know
Try piss fart about with the VPN. Anyway,
Yeah.
if not, don't worry about it. That's fine. Anyway, we're gonna bug it off. Rate it now. Cheers, guys. Make lots of noise for us.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Bye. Bye.
Night.
Alright, let's throw some emojis in there.
We did it, guys. We successfully made Bane a hippie.